Hi, my name is Robin Randolph, and I'm the author of Rawsome Recipes, and I'm also co-author with my husband Jeff with our new book, Pure 5-2 Transformation in 21 Days. When Jeff and I moved to the UK a couple of years ago, very quickly we were able to find this wonderful Enpee Prestige blender. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you a range of wonderful recipes, healthy recipes, that we like to make using this Enpee blender. But before we get started, I just want to say is if you just can only afford to buy one piece of equipment, I would encourage you to save your money and buy and invest in an Enpee blender. This is a piece of equipment you can use every single day. This has a 2-year warranty on the motor. To make smoothies and soups, you can whip cream in it, you can make ice cream in it, you can make nut butters, you can grind your own fresh flours. You want to make sure if you're going to be using a blender to get a proper one with a really good high strong motor. Here's the thing, it's very much like when I was using the Vitamix or the quality of the Blendtec, but guess what? It's 200 pounds less than those machines are, but yet you get the equivalent results. So let me ask you, why would you pay more? The point of today's video is about getting to show you some of the diverse things that you can do with just this one piece of equipment. So what we're going to do today right now is we're going to show you how to make hot chocolate, but also this could be how you can make a cashew milk, a non-dairy milk, right in the blender. So we'll start with that as step one, but then what we're going to do is we're going to add to that dark chocolate with no sugar, and you could either take that chocolate and melt it like this, or you could just take squares of that chocolate and put it in just like this. The neat thing about the Enpee blender is that you can just do everything all in this one container, and you can actually heat the whole thing up as opposed to putting it in a saucepan on the stove. The cashews that we're going to be using will act as an emulsifier. Doing it in the blender, make sure that everything gets whisked up really well and integrated, while at the same time the high friction from the motor and the blades will cause it to heat up and make it frothy. So I think you're really going to like this. I'm going to start off using the pulse switch. And now I'm going to go over and turn the power on and just dial it all the way up to the highest speed. Okay, we're going to let this powerhouse blender just keep going for about maybe 4 to 5 minutes so that the hot chocolate can really start to get warmed up. As you can see, I placed a little bit of dark chocolate at the bottom of my cup, and now I'm going to finish it off with some sprinkles of nutmeg and give it a good stir so everything can just melt together. It's like drinking liquid chocolate gold. It's like they do it in Madrid, so it's really thick and creamy. Oh my gosh. And the nutmeg is perfect. Honey, you gotta come try this. Okay, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
Isn't that good?
I think I'm gonna have this for dinner.
Jeff decided he wanted to try putting shredded coconut in there, and he also wanted to warm it up some more.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's steam coming up. I'll stand behind it with my glass.
What'd you do to yours?
I added some coconut. Some shredded coconut, by the way, which is completely chopped up, and now it's just smooth. You can't peel any of the pieces.
Okay, now's our chance to get to show you how the Enpee blender can just quickly whip up a smoothie. So we're going to do this really quick. We're going to use apples, green apples. This is a combination of parsley and fresh mint, half a cucumber, fresh baby leaf spinach, a little handful of kale. We're going to use a little knob of ginger with the skin right on it because it doesn't matter, it's just going to get all blended up. And we're also going to use half of a lime, skin and all. And a few pieces of frozen banana and just a teaspoon of spirulina and some coconut water. So this is a way to get a lot of phytonutrients very quickly without having to go through all the fuss and muss of juicing. But the other benefit is you get the fiber and you get all of the nutrients instead of juicing and throwing some of it away. So we're going to get it all right now in the Enpee blender. Lime and the mint together is incredible. And actually putting that parsley in there too for the chlorophyll, fabulous. And you can't even taste the spirulina. Did you see how quick this just whips it together? It's amazing. We call this the King Kong of blenders, and now you get to see why. Did you see how green this is? This is so green. Oh my gosh, emerald green smoothie. You know what really makes it is the lime and the mint with the parsley, that combo, and a little tiny knob of ginger. Woo! And the banana to just sweeten it up, or you could use dates. Okay, so we're gonna use the Enpee blender now, and we're gonna show you how you can make hummus. And what I did is I had the juice of 2 lemons, and I already put it in with my drained garbanzo beans, just so that, or chickpeas if you call them chickpeas, so that they can start to, the flavors can start to blend. To that, I'm gonna add a red bell pepper that I've cut in half. I'm gonna have about a teaspoon of smoked paprika to give it a nice smoky flavor, 1 clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of tahini, a pinch of Himalayan salt, and about a tablespoon of olive oil. All right, so we're just gonna top this off with a little sprinkle of smoked paprika. And let's just finish that with a little garnish of parsley, like that.
Now we're gonna make blender ice cream. It's really fast and simple, and I love making it because you can use frozen fruit and whatever ingredients you want. So today we're gonna make a special recipe where we're going to use cream. I don't always use cream, but today we're going to make it extra rich, and this is whipping cream. And we'll put in enough to just about come up to the blender blades. And then we're going to add a handful of dates and about a 1/2 cup of dried coconut, a teaspoon of cardamom, so that's what gives us the flavor, it's the cardamom, and some sugar called Palmyra jaggery, which is a very unrefined coconut sugar. And first I'm going to blend that before I put in the frozen ingredients. And what happened there is the whipped cream started to whip. So now we're going to put in the frozen bananas. And at this point we're going to be using the plunger because it's becoming quite thick already. So take the cap off, and here's the plunger, which is really a useful tool. And smooth that is. You have to work at it to get it out, and that's what we're going to do next is try a sample. And I'll bet you wish you were here right now. That's delicious. So here's one more amazing thing that you can do with your Enpee blender, and that's make fresh flour. So here we have a cup of the grain itself. These are wheat berries, and what we're going to do is we're going to grind them in the Enpee blender using the small dry jug. It's a 1/2 liter jug. And the reason why this is so important is that once grain is ground into flour, it begins to oxidize and become less fresh. In the case of whole grain, it actually becomes rancid. So there's an amazing difference in flavor between using commercial store-bought flour and freshly made flour. So if you've never done it yourself, you're in for a real treat. And it's totally simple to do. So here goes. And we can see how fine this is right now. I'm going to dump it out onto a plate here so you can see how finely powdered the flour is. And it's literally the particle size is as fine as anything that you could get in store-bought flour, but the difference is it's completely fresh. And let me tell you, when you bake some bread or pastries or pancakes or anything using fresh flour like this, the difference in taste is amazing.
Did you see how quickly this is blending things? Watch this. Just a few seconds. Actually, we're going to throw in another beet to change the color. Just pop it in whole. Okay, so we're gonna let this blend on high for about 5 minutes and then wait and watch, and we're gonna have a nice hot soup. So here we go. See that steam just wafting out of there? I'll show you a few things you can do just to finish it off. We're gonna take that sour cream that we made, and we're just gonna put a little dollop of that right in the middle. Sometimes what I like to do, I'm gonna show you two versions of this. So I like to put some chopped up veg. So I've got bell peppers, tomatoes, and celery. And that way, if you want to have a more chunky soup, you can just add that in at the end and you've got a little chunky soup. You can find this recipe on our website, purehealthyway.com. Just type in Enpee Blender Raw Enzyme Energy Soup, and it's right there for you. Okay, so I just made some soup, and my blender is a mess right now, and it needs to be washed up. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is. I just did 1 squirt of my washing up liquid in there. Put the lid on, make sure it's on nice and tight. Give this a few pulses. And there you go. It gets all the parts that are stuck underneath the blades, just gets it all out of there, makes it really easy. Now all I need to do is just rinse it and I'm ready to go. All right, so we just pulled these peanuts out of the hot oven, so they're still kind of crackling and popping because they've been roasted for about a half an hour. We're just gonna drop them in. Got a few floaters out there. All right, and we're just gonna put a little sprinkle of salt, Himalayan salt. We're gonna use the plunger, and we're gonna start slow, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just going from corner to corner and I'm pushing down, and I want you to notice that we haven't added anything to this. There's no other oils. It's just the natural oils getting pressed out of the peanuts. And you can see how the colors are changing, so it's getting darker from the oils being released right here. This aroma of it is just fantastic. Reminds me of peanut butter cookies. All right, let's see what happens when we take it out. And you know how it is when you eat peanut butter, it's really hard to talk. So bear with me. All right, so see, I can just smash it into my jar. And I'm sure as it sits, the oils will release further. But how fun, our own peanut butter. And you know what? We know what went into this. Peanut butter, homemade peanut butter.